at me, fellas. Look here. Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the power band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. Your host, Kevin Moeller, is away this week. So instead, you get me, Jar Higo, along with my intrepid friend, C-Lab Forever.
What's up?
This week, we are talking about the 2006 film The Fall, featuring Lee Pace and some other folks.
Yeah, that's a good description of the other folks. There's not a whole lot of well-known people here from my experience.
I mean, his co-star is an adorable girl, Katinka Unturu, who's just hilarious at playing sort of being your eyes and ears for the story.
Totally. So yeah, this one we were just randomly figuring out what to do since Kev's away, and we both tend to end up in somewhat of a, I don't even know, like sci-fi-ish, fantasy-ish, cerebral-ish space usually, whereas Kev and I talk a lot about like fucking warships and stuff. And this one's been on my radar for a long time, and I knew nothing about it. I knew like it was a dude telling a kid a story. That's all I knew. So we decided to do it, and I don't know, it was interesting. I assume that you've probably seen this one before with Snaps a couple times. You mentioned it's a big one for her.
We never watched it together until this watching.
Oh, cool.
I have seen it once before. Yeah, and I think I can't be 100% sure on this, but I think I might have rented this from Orange Street Video.
Yes,
way back in the day.
And that was the only other Orange Street Video.
Yeah, that was the only other time I'd seen it. So, yeah,
that's interesting. I hadn't really clicked that it was 2006 and not 2016 until just now when you said Orange Street Video. I feel like it's a slightly more recent, but it isn't. It's 20 years old. That's wild.
It's 20 years old. I know. It's crazy.
I suppose that makes sense because Lee Pace is quite young in this. I don't know. I mean, my high level. I mean, was that a high level? That a high level? You have anything else you want to say? High level? Probably.
No, I mean, we can get into it in the episode, other than like, not knowing at the time that this was my introduction to Lee Pace,
sure,
who I've become a huge fan of over the years. I probably thought at some point that it was like maybe Halt and Catch Fire. That was my introduction to Lee Pace, but it turns out it wasn't. It was this film.
Oh, wow. That's interesting that you say that, because I'm just looking at Lee Pace's credits, and The Good Shepherd, I'm assuming, is the right one. It's the origins. Yeah, the De Niro directed CIA movie. He's in that, and I wouldn't have known him at the time. So that actually is my intro. Because same. Halt and Catch Fire for me was very much where I kind of like was like, whoa, this dude's killing it. And then now it's kind of cool to fill in the gaps. Obviously Guardians as well as Ronan the Destroyer, which is pretty funny.
I had no idea he was Ronan until very recently.
Really?
Like, I
That's
just never
great.
I never clocked him as Ronan until very recent. So that cool. Also might have been like, early. I guess that was around the same time. So that could have been like what I thought was my introduction, only I didn't know it was him.
Yeah. No, because he's hilarious. Well, I mean, he's just such a great straight evil guy against the shenanigans of the Guardians. So
totally.
Like, I don't know. Is the dancing scene in the first Guardians, or is that in one of the?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's like the sort of the final battle of the first Guardians movie. It really is.
So for this one, like I absolutely like. I don't know. I was thinking about it doing the dishes the other night. I was thinking about Lee Pace while I do the dishes. He is my Bruce Greenwood, I think, man. Like Kev is all about Bruce Greenwood, and I think I'm all about Lee Pace. Like I absolutely love the dude. I think he's just fantastic. I still haven't seen Foundation, and don't know if I'm going to go there, but
he's dreamy, man.
He's a fucking stud.
Lee Pace is dreamy.
He is a stud. So there's that bit, and then this movie, man. This movie is I don't even know. It's so stream of consciousness. I do happen to like these kinds of movies, even though I recognize that they would probably not hit the mark for a lot of people. And I kind of even feel like I need to be in the right headspace for them sometimes. And that's kind of why I don't
Definitely
learn about them before. Because like sometimes I just want to get punched in the face with just the strangeness of something. Like we did, what was the one we did recently? Was it Gilliam? The Zero Theorem? That one was just fucking wackadoodle. So fucking crazy. But in a kind of a different way, you know? But equally kind of cerebral. So
in a Gilliam way, yeah.
In a Gilliam way,
This is something different.
This was, I don't know, this was for me like it was like, you know, abstract art come to life. But then it's not just navel gazy. There's a good reason for it. And I really, really kind of clicked or really liked basically just taking a story that you tell a kid and then just literally making a feature-length film about what the kid is imagining. So like even just the story piece is such an interesting thing to spend that much time on, and then to have it morph into, you know, Lee Pace's character is trying to get some morphine and, you know, trying to like, you know, trick the girl into doing some shit, and then he kind of turns the corner towards the end and she kind of gives him a reason to not be a fucking idiot. So like there's just like all these layers, and then there's the cinematic call outs and stuff. So like we'll get into it, but yeah, it was very, very enjoyable.
Very much. Yeah. It's definitely kind of its time. Like it's visually striking, but it's sort of like, I feel like there was a lot of kind of, you know, that going on, especially maybe like coming from the Zack Snyder camp. And I kept joking, like, I was like, did Zack Snyder do this? Did Zack Snyder do this? And then like literally like as soon as the story starts, it's like, you know, a dude fucking, it's, you know, it's Alexander the Great or whatever.
Yeah, standing on a fucking sand
wearing
dune.
like a plumed helmet and shit on stand dune. And I'm like, look.
It's really, it's like, I don't even know, man. Like it's the artsy fartsiness of it is kind of funny, but also kind of just like, okay, yeah, like I'm here for it. And then when you realize it's inside the girl's imagination, despite the fact that a 6-year-old girl wouldn't really have art museum imagination. I don't know. Like when I realized the guy did The Cell or whatever, the movie with Jennifer Lopez back in the day, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because that's an equally fucking crazy movie that I haven't seen in a very long time. But
yeah, there's definitely like a visual style, you know, to the costuming and the it's very dramatic, the sets and the locations, and you know, it's I don't know. It's just like, I feel like in that era, there was a lot of like going for this really sort of thematic, dramatic look to movies.
Yeah, totally. And, you know, I don't know, 2006, like it's not early days in CGI per se. Like you've got like, I don't know, Bruno and Mia Jovovich. What was that one? Fifth Element. Like Fifth Element's got a lot of
Fifth Element,
CGI world building. So like
it's Star Wars movies were already done at that point.
So it's like, possible to do CGI world building, but like I don't know, there's just something about like this is before everything was green screen, and I like that they just shot the shit on at real places, you know. That was, especially now, seeing it for the first time, it was just a breath of fresh air not to be looking at a shitload of CGI.
Yeah. And the locations and you know,
amazing.
I presume I don't know, you know, I don't know, but I presume that like this was sort of a mishmash of like maybe building sets on location kind of a thing.
You know, I was looking
or
into
maybe
it
just altering the locations a little bit. Or
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, but I don't think it was like major changes. I think it was like little things. Like I saw a photograph of that like kind of mountaintop green flat plateau where the climax of the film happens, and the green plateau was there. It was just the building in the center was slightly different. So like it was like mostly the same as it sat in the real world. It was only minor changes, which is kind of cool. Did you see Baraka, the visual documentary back in the day? I think we've talked about it before.
Yes, I think so, but I don't remember anything about it.
I was watching this one and was like, because some of the early things like, oh yeah, that's the Red Fort. Oh, that's the Hagia Sophia. Like recognizing a couple of the landmarks. I obviously didn't recognize them all because it turns out they were mostly in India, which cool, whatever. But I was like, oh, this really feels like Baraka. And as soon as I thought that, there was like a scene from the Baraka documentary. The guy's going like, check, is like directly lifted from this documentary. It's like a ceremony in Bali or whatever. And I was like, holy shit, like it literally is fucking Baraka, So that was kind of...
No kidding.
It was kind of Inception because like it was already a surreal movie and a surreal experience. And then just be like, wait, the thing I just thought just happened. You know what I mean? Like it was this really weird Inception moment. But that I kind of made me want to revisit the Baraka as well, just out of the show and just revisit because it's literally just a bunch of footage of these places just like this, very, very, very well done from the 90s. It's like one of my favorite documentaries, even though there's like no spoken word in it. But there are lots of call outs, like that I can't think about. There were lots of call-outs in terms of tone. So, like, I guess towards the end, you pick up on the Wizard of Oz thing, where she's populated the story with people that she knew, which I liked that throw, that call-out to Wizard of Oz.
I did not pick up on that, but Snaps did. Yeah.
What's that?
I did not pick up on that fact, but Snaps did. So.
Yeah. And then, like, I don't know, like... I definitely got Princess Bride, I don't know, Peter Tingles, I guess, to steal from Spider-Man. Like, it just, like, you kind of had some of the silliness, but not really. Like, whenever she would change the story and the character in the movie would, like, pause for a minute or, like, change their facial features. Like, the priest was bad, and she's like, priests aren't bad. And he's like, oh, right, yes. He was a good priest, and he used the stick to stop a snake. Like, it was, like, so fucking perfect.
Yes.
For how to make it kind of whimsical. But maybe for those that haven't even seen the movie, it's a hospital with a little girl and Lee Pace, and they're both patients, and he's had some shit go down. You don't really know what's up. And she's just this like little 6-year-old causing trouble, licking ice blocks in the back of a 1920s ice delivery truck. And he tells her a story.
Arm in one of those
he just makes up.
Casts
one of those high up sling
holds the arm up. Yeah.
So she just kind of like cutes her way into him telling her a story, and he just makes it up as he goes along, and she kind of questions him throughout. And whenever the story is being told, it's like the most ultra high saturation, high production value Lawrence of Arabia shit. And and just the point of the Lawrence of Arabia shit is it's through her imagination. So in like one of the best examples is in the beginning, he starts talking about an Indian who does this, that, and the other, and she's picturing a Indian from India, but it's actually a Native American. And so like the whole movie is just this like takes place in India, but it turns out that it's got nothing to do with India the whole time. And just that miscommunication is amazing.
Also, English is not her first language, so.
Sure. She was remarkable, man. I feel like a lot of that would have been ad lib or something.
Barely did anything else.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer, but
yeah, I mean, judging how things go for child actors, maybe
that's true.
It's a good thing.
Wasn't taken advantage of. Her IMDb photo is like the best photo ever, too, of her sticking her tongue out with the mask on. So your first experience was Orange Street Video, probably. How did Snaps get in? This is probably the same thing. It's just kind of like, I guess you watch it and it washes over you, and it's like, wow. Like, there's not much more to say, probably.
Yeah. I think maybe this was like unavailable for a while. It's one of those like they just like geo-locked it here in the States for some reason for a while. And I know like she had a DVD copy of it that was like coveted.
Yeah. Okay.
And, but now it's sort of like back in circulation.
Back when you had to have like a PS2 that could play like non-region locked DVDs and shit or something.
No. Like the DVD was from like when they were, when like around when the movie came out or whatever. But you know how like for instance, like you can't watch that fucking Rhinestone movie with Sly and
Dolly Parton or whatever.
Dolly Parton right now. Like, it's just not, you can't watch it anywhere. It's just not fucking available.
Not cool.
Like
Guys,
it was like one of those things, you know, like it just wasn't
right
around for some reason or another. I'm pretty sure I saw this from Orange Street Video because I remembered I was turned on to it via one of those, like, you know, they did like put trailers before the movie on DVDs and VHS tapes.
Oh yeah,
recall that? That was what turned me on to it.
Yeah, I kind of don't, but
like rental DVDs and VHS would have like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you go to play it, and there would be like trailers for other.
I love
movies,
that just fell out of my brain,
just like you were going to see a movie. Yeah,
because I'm sure I've experienced it dozens of times.
How quaint that used to be a thing.
Yeah.
So I remembered seeing like a trailer for it and being like, "Whoa, that looks fucking crazy! I got to watch that." So
yeah,
pretty sure that's how it went down.
It is so Zack Snyder, bro. Now that you mention it, I kind of love that.
Promptly forgot about it. It is. Yeah. It is. It's just, you know, it's got a little bit of a, yeah. It's got that flair.
Or maybe Zack Snyder has this flair.
Very, very, very likely. Yeah.
This is like a good version of that stupid ass. What was the Zack Snyder Netflix one recently?
Oh Jesus. Rebel Moon.
Yeah, thank you. Fucking movie. Well, 300 came out the same year as this. Okay, so that was kind of this. That was my initial exposure to him. Would have been on 300.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and Dawn of the Dead. And that's it. Dawn of the Dead was his debut. Okay. Yeah, you're dead right about there being like an era of this type of thing for sure.
I mean, maybe I'm imagining. I don't know. It just feels
I think
right.
You're onto something. I think it's kind of like fashion, you know. There's just like an aesthetic that sticks around in some areas, in
some capacity. Yeah,
yeah. I don't know. This reminded me of Gilliam in some ways, but not in others. Like Baron Munchausen or something. Like it was just very. It was very.
There's a little bit of that too. Yeah,
very storytelling. But I also guess I really liked the. You don't really know if it's gonna even go anywhere. But it kind of needs to, otherwise it wouldn't be a movie. Because the way that the story is told is just kind of like, he's just fucking making it up.
Yeah.
And whenever you just make up a story with a kid, it usually doesn't fucking go anywhere. You're like, yeah, and then you're the hero and you kill all of the bad guys and you're the best kid in the world. Go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, that's usually what it is. So.
Totally.
I don't know. It was just something about like the richness of the production value mixed with the like, just complete bullshitosity of the story ended up just being really enjoyable, and you're like, it's gonna have to go somewhere, and then where it ends up going is actually quite like, I don't know, clever is a word, but like, you know, he eventually tries to commit suicide and still doesn't see the point after coming out of not dying, to the point where the girl, you know, somehow charms him into not giving up on life, you know, and it's believable. Usually that kind of thing is just not, it's like Hallmark, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's also the fact that she, you know, yet again, so part of, I guess we should maybe back up and talk about this. Part of the GIF is that, you know, Lee Pace is a Hollywood stuntman who has become paralyzed in a stunt.
Yeah.
You know, from the waist down, presumably. And he doesn't want to, you know, it's not just that he has like a woman that he was with, and now she's with like the star of the movie. So he just doesn't want to go on. So he wants to kill himself. And so part of him telling the stories to the little girl, Alexandria, is that he coaxes her into getting morphine for him so he can kill himself with the morphine.
Yeah.
Eventually he gets it and he attempts to kill himself and he survives, and he's still distraught and he's freaking out, and and so the little girl is feeling terrible. So she tries to get him more morphine, and in the process of that, she like slips off of a shelf and gives herself, I don't know, they don't explain it, but you know, she cracks her head really bad, and you know, and it is like, yeah, in a coma for a while and comes out of it. And when she does, like, he's there, you know, and I think that's sort of like, that's sort of the thing that, like, you know, wakes him up.
Yeah, and the whole like and it's believable part, like it wakes him up, but it kind of doesn't. Like even at the end, she's like, "Please finish the story," you know, whatever. And even during that like last go at the story, he's just like, "And then everyone fucking dies because I want to die." And she's just like, "What, dude?" You know, like, and like getting upset. Like, why are you killing everybody off? And so even in that moment, he's still really struggling, you know. And it's kind of really not until, you know, she really does get through to him that she loves him as a human, I guess, as a friend, as a proxy for her father, whatever, that he's just like, okay, fine, I'll give it a try, you know? Yeah. So it's just, super believable.
Yeah. It's that pulls at your heartstrings for sure. Like, there's a lot of, ups and down emotionally in this. And, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I guess just other than to say, like, you know, there's like, it's a movie that pulls at your heartstrings a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And I guess like the way that she's not the protagonist per se, but the whole thing is basically from her perspective, which is kind of interesting. Like the ultimate kind of
she
thing
kind of is.
He has that transformation and chooses to live. Like she's a flat protagonist. She's not really changing much. And he's really kind of making the change, and she's like bringing that about. She's bringing that out of him, you know, which is kind of an interesting structure.
Yeah. That's almost like a co-protagonist sort of thing. Yeah.
And there kind of isn't an antagonist other than his, you know, struggles. Like, I guess the movie star, but kind of not really, like, whatever, you know? Like, I mean, the antagonist is paralysis. You know, like, in 1920-something, you're pretty much fucked if you're paralyzed, right? Like, it's going to be pretty tough to
definitely
do anything at that stage.
Yeah, the movie star is just kind of a symbol for larger things.
Yeah, grass is greener, wish I had it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's just a lot. There's just so many fucking layers to this, man. It was surprising how layered it was in all the right ways, you know. Even just the girl bringing her favorite nurse in as the proxy for the love interest, you know, and then the girl seeing the nurse kissing her real life love interest of some orderly. And then she feels betrayed. You know, the little girl feels like the nurse has betrayed her because she wants the nurse to be her mom and Lee Pace to be her dad in her fantasy land, you know, and it completely changes the story, you know, which I don't know. It's just really, I don't know, like the believability of the stream of consciousness, despite the fact that the movie must have been planned out pretty well, is very, very well executed.
Yeah, it's I think they did a good job with making, you know, because really you're kind of going back between two different worlds, right? You're going between the world of the story and you're going between the actual world. And they made both of them really compelling.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like a lot of times when you try to do that, like you're kind of like, you know, like I've read a lot of books that like kind of keep jumping back and forth between two different things. And I always find myself going like, Christ, not this bit again.
Yeah.
You know?
But by the time you get to the end of that chapter, you go back and you're like, Christ, not the other bit again. Yeah.
Yeah. So So it does a good job of like jumping back and forth and keeping things moving and keeping you interested in all of it.
Yeah. Totally. I guess, I interrupted you because I feel like there's a difference between, like, when I read Lord of the Rings when I was a teenager, I found that where I would be like really into whatever like the Aragorn plot thread was doing, and then it would be like, and then Sam and Frodo walked for 6 fucking years again, and you're like, oh, boring, you know. But then by the time you get to the end of the like Sam and Frodo chapter, you're going back, you're like, oh no, I want to know what happens next, you know. And that's like a good
Yeah.
example of you want to, by the end of the thing that you didn't want, you're kind of invested again. And it sounds like you might have also be saying there's instances where you're like, a whole fucking thread is like, I don't even give a fuck about that thread. Does that happen sometimes too?
That definitely happens sometimes. There's a couple of books I can think of where, and it's not that those threads aren't good or that they don't matter to the story.
Yeah.
But sometimes an author will tell a story into like, you know, like you're in the present days where the real action is happening.
Right.
But then like they keep jumping back to a past where like it gives you backstory to what's going on.
Yeah.
But it feels like, you know, it's not that it's bad. It's just that you're invested in the main story and you want to keep pushing that forward.
It's not driving anything forward,
and you keep getting pulled over to this other thing. It's like, I don't know, like in the Witcher 3, there's like these bits where like you play as Ciri, but like you can't really move, like you can't improve Ciri or get her better stuff or do it, you know, like you're just sort of, it's just part of the story.
You're just like playing a cutscene.
So like, yeah, it's like you're literally playing a cutscene, you know, so it feels like that, you know, like it feels like you're sort of, you know, being forced to like, you know, do this thing to move the story forward or whatever. I don't know. So this didn't feel like that anyways.
No. Yeah, I think you're right. There's something about the quote unquote real world. So like 1920. So it is still kind of a period piece in terms of period sets. Like that world feels real enough. And then you've got this really fucking Salvador Dali abstract world. You would think it would be much more jarring, but I feel like the way that like you would be in the Salvador Dali world and then she would just chime in, reminding you that it's a story, kind of like The Princess Bride with, was it Peter Falk and Fred Savage, you know, like he would chime in and be like, wait, what? That's weird. Why would they do that? You know, it kind of like allows you to connect the two worlds in a way, even though they're so different.
Yeah.
I feel like that did a lot of the lifting. But then by the end, she's there in her fucking Mask of Zorro mask as a character in the story, which I really liked. Like, it was very cute. She's just fucking 6-year-old, just kind of like frolicking around the fantasy land.
Yeah, she just kind of like inserts herself in the story.
Which makes sense. And then you would.
And then I came out of the pack, and that's why it was so heavy. And I'm your daughter, and like,
yeah, totally, man, totally.
It's adorable. She's like wearing this like, you know, miniature version of Lee Pace's
Matador style costume. Yeah. And it's exactly what a kid would do. It's exactly like, I think that's what I find so interesting is the director and the team were able to just do such a good job of capturing the ridiculousness and the like otherworldliness of a kid's imagination. Because like kids just don't have the same awareness of the world that you do. Like I talked to Hannah, who's just turned 5, and like we'll talk about some stuff, whatever it might be, and it's the same as this girl. She's like, what's that? You know, like, what's this entire thing, this entire part of being alive, you know? What is whatever it is, like, what does responsibility mean? Like, what is a planet? Like, what is fucking anything, you know? And just no awareness of what that is. So if you tell a story that has something that she's got, she'll just fill in the blanks with just the really weird shit that she thinks it is, and that really happens quite a bit here, you know?
Yeah, your mind is undefeated, you know, when you're that little, like, you know, there's no concept, like the concept of consequences and you know, and things that are out of your control, like, is not really fully formed by any stretch of the imagination. So.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And he's trying to, like, I don't know, like in the beginning, he's just trying to trick her into getting morphine by just trying to befriend her so she could be his legs. But by the end, he's like kind of processing his trauma through the story. You know what I mean? Like,
there's it's all of that for sure.
Yeah. I just really loved the like punching the guy at the end, and she's like, okay, that's enough violence. Tell her that he loves her daughter now and it's all good. And he's like, oh, you're the best. You know, like, he just wants to punch the guy in the face, and she just wants a hug from her dad. You know, it's just so great.
But like when even like the bit where she inserts herself into the story and arrives like in the storyland, it's because he's trying to stop he's like, go into one of those like, and then they all died kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And she like basically inserts herself to stop that. Like she becomes like the like, unexpected savior in a scene.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to watch this like 17 more times.
Yeah.
Just for the sheer, like, it's like that Baraka documentary. Like the Baraka documentary, there's I don't think there is any words spoken other than the taka scene, which is, you would argue, isn't really words, or at least English words. And it kind of washes over you. And I feel like a lot of the joy of this movie is just that a lot of it washes over you. And it's just this kind of like, I don't know. It's a kind of an experience, I guess. I can't imagine what watching this, if you were like just been fucking dumped, would be like, though. I feel like, you have to, maybe you don't have to, but like, I feel like it washes over you in the right way when you're in a decent headspace. But if you're not in a good headspace, it might wash over you completely differently. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's very hopeful, though.
It's all the things, I think.
Yeah, you're right. It hits all of the places, and it might hit all the spots. The settings. There was a little blurb somewhere, I think in the Nugs, about how Tarsem Singh, I guess is the guy's name. I don't actually recall his background. I think he's of Indian origin, I believe, but I don't think he grew up in India. I think he grew up in the States. I think his parents might have been from India or something. I don't know. Either way, like,
son of an aircraft engineer, educated at Bishop Cotton Boys School, and no, he was relocated to USA to study business at Harvard.
Okay, so it sounds like he went to school maybe in India and then came over as a young man or teenager or something.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was I'm not a Bollywood head. I have some appreciation for the art. It's just, I've just never really been exposed to much Bollywood, but I kind of feel like there's some really interesting Bollywood vibes here, even though I have no idea what I'm talking about as usual. And the fucking locations were mostly in India, it turns out. But there was some really creative stuff. Like, I feel like there's like the creative storytelling, and the story itself is very creative in the way that it threads stream of consciousness, reality, fantasy, childlike mindsets, sleep paces, suicide, like all the shit we've talked about. But then also like production creative, like the Blue City, I guess, is a city in India, and he just bought a bunch of blue paint and gave it to all of the villagers for free to spruce up their houses. And so that people were just painting their houses blue, and that's how they got the look of the town. And it was like, that's really fucking clever. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
funny. I suspected
it wasn't.
I suspected it was like, like an actual location that they like temporarily painted blue or something along those lines. That's funny.
Yeah. And it's just really funny. Because, like, yeah, you could go scout a cool city. You can't build a city like that in reality and without essentially just green screening it. But even green screening it, you're going to get that, like, Phantom Menace Q-tips in the stands style of world building, which, like, the legendary million Q-tips painted different colors are all of the people cheering the pod racers in Phantom Menace. Is a legendary story in terms of, set design, but it's also like a Q-tip isn't a fucking real life city that has some blue paint on it. And I think you can feel how real that city is and just like, how do they do that? You know what I mean? That's it's
well, nowadays they would just, whatever, like do it in post, but
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So now I'm looking at Tresem Singh's page, realizing that he did Immortals, which I watched recently. It has Henry Cavill in it.
I don't know that one.
It's like it's the story of Theseus, I guess. Yeah. It wasn't terrific, but it was very, similarly visually styled, and also similarly kind of 300-y.
Yeah, okay. And this was what, 2011. So yeah, this is very firmly in that time period.
Yeah, but we watched it because it was like, it's like just like baby Henry Cavill here. Like,
yeah, Hank Cavill, Mickey Rourke. I mean, why wouldn't you watch it? And you probably, I mean, this is 2011, so this is after when we were working with Joshi in 2008, and like I remember you gave me Ilium and Olympus in 2008. So like any excuse to watch a movie with some of those themes would have been well welcomed.
Yeah, that's another one that I realized I had seen before, but didn't remember shit about.
Yeah.
So apparently this guy lives in like my subconscious or something. He
Yeah.
also did the video for Losing My Religion by R.E.M.
Okay, because that totally
also
that
has
totally
a kind of a look like that.
It does, yeah, it does.
So that's tying it all together for me.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. It's kind of a bummer. I know we don't really dig into this kind of shit too much, but it's a bummer that this one just completely bombed hard. I could see why. It's very cerebral. I think it would be. Sadly, I think it would be impenetrable to some people. They just want to go and eat popcorn. But fuck it, just I don't know. It's like the best cerebral bath I've taken in a while.
It's something that's destined to be like a cult favorite. You know, it's something that's destined to. It feels like it's destined to do well in, DVD, and rentals and the like, rather than like trying to get anybody. Like I probably wouldn't have gone to see this on the opening weekend,
No, same. But I kind of want to see it on a big screen now. But
yeah, definitely
ain't gonna happen.
Well, I kind of did.
Yeah,
we do have the giant TV. And it was beautiful.
That's true.
It was really,
it's close enough.
Scale wise, like you're close enough to it that it feels like you're in it.
Yeah, totally. I enjoyed. I mean, maybe we're in bits and bobs. I enjoyed the like Charles Darwin, Clockwork Orange kind of vibe thing that he had going on, and Charles Darwin in general with his monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's like the monkey that hides in the bag and like helps him. Like, it was just such a funny thing with the little monkey in there. Like, and he's just like, "What's that? Oh, yes, he does have orange wings. That's a great observation." Like,
exactly,
or whatever the hell it is. Like,
very Lassie or Scooby Doo or something.
Yeah. He's just this like shy little monkey that like helps him like like catalog and like like figure out different species, etc.
But then you have the little things too where it's like they're trying to find their way and he pulls out the map and the beetles have eaten. He's like, "I told you not to put the map with the bugs." It's just like, what?
Yeah.
Very storytelling-ish. You're like, yeah, and then the bugs ate the map and they couldn't find their way and then they found the green pastures. You're like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to the monkey, dude. The monkey death scene. I don't know how you get a monkey to do what that monkey did, but monkey high fives.
Yeah, that was.
Monkey death scene was very impressive.
I'm not the biggest fan of monkeys in the world, but that definitely hit me in the feels.
There you go. Like you just have like you're anti-monkey. Is that the story?
I'm not anti-monkey. I'm just like some people are just like a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Monkeys creep me out a little bit.
I like it. I mean, I don't like that you have that reaction, but
there's like an uncanny valley kind of thing going on.
That makes sense.
Monkeys,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we're too closely related. This is weird.
So, do you have opinions on like the Planet of the Apes, recent Planet of the Apes? Can you handle like a Planet of the Apes, Andy Serkis monkey thing, or is it just kind of like?
No, I'm not. Like it's like. Okay, so
it's not a phobia, obviously.
Like clowns are off limits. I fucking hate clowns. Okay?
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, fair enough. I know a lot of people that have
monkeys. That. Monkeys are nothing like that. It's just
nails on a chalkboard a little bit or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people just love monkeys, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I've never met a monkey. I probably feel differently if I actually met a monkey.
Maybe, but they're unpredictable little fuckers too, though. So.
They really are, yeah. There's stories of poop throwing and stuff, and I don't know if I could abide that. or tearing your arms out of your sockets, but
I like the poop throwing. I can't abide the poop throwing.
I prefer the poop throwing to the arm socket ripping, but yeah. Mm-hmm. You never know, you never know. Like you see all these heartwarming stories, like what's the gorilla that spoke sign language or whatever,
all
these like Peter Gabriel, like like doing music with her and stuff. Like,
Sure.
there's like really heartwarming stories, and then you hear the story about the dude who like just went in to like give them a treat, and they like tore his arm off or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, don't fuck with the monkeys.
Very. There's a lot out there to be cautious of, I would say.
I love that we're in like a little monkey to sack.
Or what is it? Fucking Grandma's Boy. The fucking monkey that Dante gets.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There's like a bit where like they have. There's like a.
We're so dead for not remembering what that was.
I don't know if the monkey had a name. I think they just called him Monkey.
Oh yeah, I think I'm dead for not remembering that. Drive, monkey, drive. Yeah.
There's a bit where they're like driving the monkey was driving the Jeep or whatever, and like apparently Alan Covert found out that like they were like really worried about the way the monkey was behaving around him. Like okay,
like, but they didn't tell him.
He was like, yeah, yeah, exactly. He was like, yeah, I found out after the fact that like apparently the monkey wanted to fucking kill me.
They were just like, let's just see what happens.
Like, yeah, the monkey was getting kind of aggressive, and we had to cut the scene short. But yeah,
fucking face ripped off by a monkey. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's kind of like that shit with dogs that do that. Like they'll find some person dead in their house, and the dog ate their faces or some shit. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't trust any of these wild animals.
That's what they always say about cats, but
yeah,
cats just wait until you die on your own, I guess. I don't know.
Then they eat your face. Yeah, fair. Okay. Well, yep. Shout out to the monkey.
So there you go. Yeah. If you're, how do you feel about monkeys? Do you think they're cute or something, or are you like?
No, I actually
indifferent
like. I've never really had the opportunity to really dive into whether I'm nervous around a monkey or not, but I vibe with everything you're saying. I've definitely been like around like some monkeys in places like, like a Bali or wherever. And like, yeah, there's that whole thing of like being around any wild animal where there isn't a fucking cage or a fence in between. It's like, you need to chill. You need to be aware of what the fuck could happen here. You'll see videos of people that like are on safari and they'll like get out to take a TikTok video. It's like, don't get out of your fucking car, dude. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're so disconnected from the realities of wildlife that we just forget how things could go wrong and then when they do, they're like, what were you thinking? It's like, I kind of wasn't, So I vibe with what you're saying, like broadly. And I get the uncanny valley. Yeah.
Fucking Werner Herzog fucking bear movie that we did.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that was pretty fucking dumb. It was pretty fucking stupid. But
well, I mean, that's hubris for you, believing that
yeah, your doctor.
The bears aren't. They're not going to hurt me. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You are not Dr. Dolittle, dude. That is a wild animal. If they've been indifferent to you up to now, you have been lucky.
Yeah, that's because of their indifference. It's nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Precisely. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm with you. I've never really considered it, but I'm with you. I think I'm riding on that not anti-monkey, in the eyebrow raised monkey motorcycle.
I'm not anti-monkey. I just they're not like cute to me.
They're not your bros. You're not going to smoke a blunt with a monkey on a couch in a basement.
I mean, I might if the monkey was,
chill
down.
You kind of would have to. That's the problem, I think, Ben. I think the problem is
that's the trap.
It's all well and good until you're like, yeah, but this will make a good story, and then you do it, and then the monkey rips off your arm, and you're like, it was pretty stupid.
And then yes, now I am armless.
Yeah,
because I tried to.
But then it's a different story. It's like, how did you lose your arm, bro? It's like, yeah, I was. I mean, that's still a good story, but you're down an arm. You know what I mean?
Dude, I told the monkey not to bogart, and it flipped out.
And ripped my arm off, and then while I bled on the ground, it finished the blunt. Yeah, monkey did a good job on the death scene here, though. I was very impressed.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty cute. I mean, as monkeys go, that was a pretty cute little monkey.
I mean, the don't give a shitosity of a lot of these superhero-esque characters just getting got in the end because Lee Pace had given up on the world it fit really well, but it was kind of a bummer. You know, like the dude that got shot with 600 arrows and was like lying on a bed of nails. That was kind of interesting.
And then they kept shooting. Yeah, right. They like filled his back up with arrows, and then he fell down onto the arrows and was essentially held aloft by them like table legs. And then they continued to put more arrows to the top. Of course you did,
right? Like, yeah.
It's like, Jesus, man.
A lot of arrows. And then, you know, some of the threads, like the old guy in the hospital with the fake teeth, who was actually very sweet and nice to Alexandria, becoming the mystic. You know, I don't know. There was just the threads and the way they tied up at the end were really something. I don't even know the word. They were something. Have you ever seen Sorry, go ahead.
I think the best send off was probably the explosives guy there, Luigi.
Yeah, with his giant. Yeah, I mean, you got to have the big explosion, and they did a good job with that explosion too. This was no Commando cardboard house explosion.
No, it was good.
Have you ever seen Cinema Paradiso? There's a very long version of this movie. It's essentially just like a love story. It's Italian. Giuseppe Tornatore, I think, is the guy that made it. And it's just like about a kid who works at a movie theater in Italy. And the movie theater guy like kind of takes the kid under his wing, and he like watches all of the movies. He falls in love with movies by watching through the window of the projectionist's room. And then he's a teenager. He falls in love, and like it's the summer, fling. And she goes off back to her hometown, and it's like the one that got away kind of thing. And like the climax of that movie at the end is a sequence of scenes that the guy that was his mentor who dies left for him. He left him a reel of all of these clips that he cut out of all of the movies over the years, and it's like this huge moment. And I really, really liked at the end of this where like Alexandria goes back to wherever she works in like her family are fruit pickers and essentially like indentured servants of a sort. And she talks about seeing Lee Pace in the movies, and all of those like cuts from all of those Chaplin era stunty movies that just really hit me in the feels. I really a lot.
Yeah, that was well done.
Like her, I don't know, it was something about her like not believing her mom. Like the whole movie is her believing whatever she hears and making up all these weird justifications, right? Like, and then at the end, her mom's like, yeah, no, he's fine. Roy is okay. He does all the jumps and falls. And then one, she thinks that everyone that jumps and falls in a movie is Roy. And two, she sees him sometimes. And so then she starts actually believing that it is him and that he is okay. And I don't know. There's something about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just seeing all those bits like, put together, in sort of a montage at the end there is really cool.
Yeah, totally. Not to mention that it's all real footage from real movies and craziest stunts fucking ever were being done, like jumping out of the way of trains and shit.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones in there for sure.
No shortage of people getting hurt in those days.
No, nobody was worried about that then.
No. I'm trying to think of any other bits and bobs, man.
I just thought it was funny, like the little like tests that he would give her, like to see if she was paying attention or to see if she understood. Like, like he was always sort of like employing these like little like, like tests to like make like, so are you lying to me? And she would, like there's a bit where he's trying to figure out how fucked up he is, and he asks her to like touch his toes, like, and he's sort of like he's in a hospital bed, and he's sort of like partially covered by like a veil.
Yeah,
so like his feet are sticking out. Yeah, it's like a curtain. Like his feet are sticking out beyond the curtain, so you can't see his feet. So he asked her to go out and like touch her toes, and like he's trying to guess like which toe that she's touching, and she totally fucking lies about it.
Yeah.
But she's trying to
she
like,
kind of like doesn't do it on purpose at first, which I like. She touches his little toe and she's like, I am touching your little toe. He's like, well, don't tell me.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like she touches another toe, which is kind of, like the second toe in or something. And he's like, big
Yeah.
toe. And as soon as he says big toe, she changes it to the big toe because she wants him to feel good, like she doesn't realize the ramifications of what's happening, which I love.
She's not trying to be evil or anything, like she's trying to.
But that's what's great about
trying to help. But yeah, it's just funny. Like that's the example that's popping into my head. But there's like other bits, sort of, or like, yeah.
But I think that's it for me. Is like she doesn't understand what he's asking her to do, and that's what makes it's so innocent. She's just like trying to.
No, she has no clue.
Yeah, she's just trying to like do the thing that she thinks he wants her to do, which is very real with kids.
Yeah.
So I really and then it's just like
doesn't
he's kind of a
believe
bastard. That he got it right. Like, you fucking lying to me, kid. It's fucking great. Yeah, there's quite a few of those. I need to watch it again to pick up on something, but there's quite a bit of it.
Yeah, there's just like these funny exchanges where like, he's like, are you lying to me? And she's like, yes, no.
Yes or no? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a great little nug about the morphine where I guess she actually misread the word as 3 at the end instead of an E, the E backwards, and that gave them the idea for the morphine, because goddamn is that funny when she gives the morphine with the 3 pills.
Yeah, I got 3 because you said 3.
You see a morphine with the 3. Here's 3 pills. I threw the rest of them in the toilet. It's fucking so good.
Yeah,
Oh
true story. I make my E's like that, and that made me go, I gotta stop making my E's like that.
Really? I like that.
Just in case someday somebody fucks something up for me.
Of morphine in a 1920s hospital.
No, not specifically that, but like just
That's funny, actually. There was a brain training game on Nintendo DS back in the day. I can't remember what it was called. It was like this like Japanese dude that would like yell at you and make you do these games. And the input for writing, actually it was a Sudoku. There was a Sudoku game within it, right? So I was doing Sudoku, and I used to write my 8s with a circle on top of another circle, as opposed to like an infinity symbol style, vertical infinity symbol. And it wouldn't register the 2 circles. It would register it as a 0. So I had to change the way I wrote my 8 so that it would. So like I completely had to retrain my 8s, and now I write my 8s like the Nintendo wanted me to, which is kind of funny. So same, different reason.
Yeah.
You're worried about Romanian girls misunderstanding your writing, and I was getting yelled at. By
You never know.
game.
You might need something with an E in it, and they might think it's a 3.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, that was really funny, man. God, that was funny. The ice licking, I don't know. There's just something about it. There's like the carriage or car pulls out. I think the car with the flatbed, like a fucking Ford Model T or something, pulls up with a block of ice in the back. Ice delivery guy's there, and she just kind of like walks by and just like goes up and just starts licking it and like touching it, which is very like kids at a birthday cake eating a little bit of frosting.
That's just what you would do back.
It's what you would do. Like, it's what everyone wants to do. But only kids have the courage to do it.
Well, yeah, and just imagine like what ice, like a big block of, it's like a hot summer day or whatever, and there's just a fucking giant block of ice, and like, yeah, you're like, oh yeah,
I'm doing it, and then people are like, stop licking the ice, you're gonna get sick, as opposed to like being like, oh, and then at the end, one of the fucking soldiers starts making out with a block of ice, and it really. She's just like bringing this weird shit into the story. I really liked it. Like, fucking dude with a rifle just like, I don't know, licking it. Such a good movie. I got like halfway through the movie and the kids were at school. I was watching it while the kids were at school, and I kind of was like, I want to watch this with the kids. Like, there's just something about it being a storytelling environment that I was like, this might be something that the kids find interesting. And then by the end, when there's like all this shit going, I was like, oh, it's obviously not a really appropriate for kids, but I don't know. It feels very it has very interesting childlike elements to it that I think would be interesting to a child, despite the fact that it's not appropriate.
Yeah, it would be challenging. You know, I don't know. I've spent a lot of time realizing like how fucking traumatized I was.
Yeah,
by
from all the shit
movies
that I watched.
you know, movies that were like supposed to be made for kids, like back in our time, you know, and it's like they were fucking pretty heavy for a kid, you know,
or just catching like Alien or something and being young as fuck, you know.
Well, yeah, there's that for sure because we were shits and we would do that, but you know, then there's something that was like supposed to be meant for a kid, like E.T. That's like seriously fucking traumatizing when you're a little kid, you know?
No doubt about it. I still have this weird half-formed memory of a movie that I watched when I would have been maybe like 4, of like a lamb and the lamb's mom in a snowstorm, and like the fucking mom like dies of exposure or some shit. I just remember just being like, what the actual fuck? And just like, it like broke a part of my soul, you know? Like, I don't even remember what it was, but I just like remember that like terror. And it would have been a kid's movie, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even some of the like Disney stuff, like the Fox and the Hound, or you know, things like that. Like, they're like pretty fucking heavy for a kid, you know, like,
no doubt.
I get what they're doing, you know, but like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, did that help me or did that fuck me up? I don't know.
Did it hurt me? Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. And sometimes it's not even on purpose. You know, like I remember we were early days with the kids, we would go to the library and the kid would grab a book and we'd be like, all right, let's read the book. And there was one that was like, I love my dad. And it's like, all right, let's read this one. And I like open it up and it's like, my dad is the best. Da 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 da. These people came and took my dad away. And it's like the cops. And it's like, my dad's in prison now. And it was just like, what the fuck? And it was like meant to be a book for like kids that are trying to process some shit going down. But it's just like, fucking give me a heads up that this is what this is about, dude. Like, I'm flipping a page and dad's on the fucking hood of a cop car, you know? And my kids are like, what is that? You know, it's like, fuck, we're not reading this book. I love my mom. She's dead now. And you're just like, okay, I get it. But like, fucking some warning here, please.
yeah. That's fucked up.
You know, I don't know. I get the reason why you would need a book like that under the right circumstance, but
absolutely. But don't throw it in there like amongst everything else
randomly. You know, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Bits and bobs. I don't know. I feel like we've covered it. There's some really like MC Escher shit. Just the visuals. Like, I guess it's just shout out to the visuals. There's so much amazing visuals, costuming, sets. That the bad guys on those multiple staircases looked like it was surely just one little staircase that they just duplicated digitally. Nope, it wasn't. It's a real place. Like,
really? So cool. The like Escher-esque fucking.
Yep, it's a real place. Evidently in India. So like, fucking just shout out to the effort. That was another thing, actually. Sorry. They filmed it over like 5 years and the dude was getting paid to go and do commercials. And so he would only take jobs in places he wanted to go to, and he would go and shoot the commercials, and then he would fly the actors out and take the crew from his commercials and shoot the scenes. Like, scrappiest fucking dude ever, man. Scrappiest dude ever. I love it.
Wow. Very cool.
Really, really interesting. Like, clearly a passion project, you know, but I just love how scrappy the dude is. Herzog
a little bit of, totally. A little Herzog guerrilla filmmaking going on there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's super, super impressive. Like, honestly. It's a bummer. It's a culty classic, but like, this is honestly, algorithm wise, like this, I could put this in like the 9s maybe if I watched it a few more times. Like, it is just that much of a enjoyable piece of art.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope by covering it, at least, you know, we turn a couple people onto it.
Yeah, I betcha. To be clear, this ain't an action movie. It's like, it's slow, but it's a very interesting experience.
It's entertaining as hell. But it's not an action flick.
Yeah. And I guess it's a really heavily influenced by some really old Ukrainian movie, Yo Ho Ho or something, and I am very curious about that. I imagine it's different, but
don't know.
I want to watch The Cell again. I remember that one being weird as shit.
I remember being intrigued by the look of that and watching it and then being disappointed with like what it
Being
was.
not intrigued anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that looks cool. And then be like, yeah, it does look cool, but it's not good.
But it's not.
I don't know.
There was a great little blurb from Vincent D'Onofrio who was like, my wife saw The Cell in the premiere with me, and then I had to sleep in another room for 2 weeks because of how fucked up he was in the movie. And I just think that's kind of funny. and kind of terrible. It was pretty funny. She's just like, I don't even know you, man. You're not sleeping in this bed for a while.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, he's so good at being that like intense, you know.
Dude, is he ever?
Yeah. But he's such a fucking sweetheart in real life. Like, you know, he writes poetry and, you know, like, he's just not that guy. Like,
such a chill guy. He's not Gomer Pyle.
Yeah. No, not at all, you know. He is not Kingpin.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Shout out to Tarsum Singh, man. Tarsum Singh. I'm glad that we did this one.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a interesting little collection of stuff.
It looks like he did something Bollywoodish recently, Dear Jassy. But yeah, I'd be curious to check out what he's up to.
Wizard of Oz based TV series called
Emerald City. Okay. And I don't even want to check out Immortals. Like, knowing that it's not going to blow my socks off, I might enjoy it a bit more. The Hank Cavill one, just for the sake of experiencing it. Or is it like horrible?
It's, you know, I mean, I think you would probably mind something from it.
Yeah, we'll watch it in prep for the new Trojan one, Nolan's Iliad or Odyssey or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Nolan's Odyssey. Yeah,
that's got to be coming out.
I hope that's
right?
good.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know.
I have to I mean, I don't think this is going to be controversial saying it to you, but I think it's controversial broadly, where it's like I have found that a lot of Nolan stuff is not aging overly well. Like, I watched Inception recently and like it was fine, but I remember back in the day being like, best fucking movie in the whole fucking world.
It's got a shtick, you know. It's like a M. Night Shyamalan movie with the twist, you know, like it's the fucking coolest thing in the world.
Did the top
until you've seen 10 of them, and then you're like, all right.
Okay. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the guy's work, but the rewatchability I'm struggling with, which, yeah, whatever, is interesting.
It depends. It depends on the movie, you know.
Yeah. I still have infinite time for Interstellar. That was him.
Yeah,
right?
Interstellar is great. I'm curious. We'll see. July. It comes out in July.
Yeah, July. Yeah, I'll definitely check that one out in the theater, I think. There's nothing more enjoyable than seeing a Nolan movie in the theater and not understanding a single word of dialogue.
Oh, is it all in Greek?
No, it's just that his movies are always like, he likes mixing the sound so that you can barely fucking hear anything. He just, I don't know why he does that, but it's just like his favorite thing to do. So it's like the music's really loud and the dialogue is so quiet that you're like, cool, no idea what's happening.
He's not the only one, you know. Like,
no.
I think I've talked about this before, but like, just the way movies are mixed is so fucking annoying. And I remember watching like a YouTube video. I was like, oh, this will be sweet sucker for me to watch this about, you know, why dialogue is so quiet. And by the end of it, the guy was like, so just suck it up, you know, because that's what the director intends. And like, maybe you're just not supposed to. Maybe you're just not supposed to hear the dialogue. And I'm like, fuck you.
Fucking fuck
Seriously,
you.
just fucking take your head and stick it up your anus right now, you fucking twat. Like,
I love it. I mean, I recently have been watching a fair bit of stuff on the big screen. I haven't had a big screen. I haven't had a TV, or I didn't for a long time until the last maybe like 6 or 7 years, just because we were not really settled down in houses and shit. We were living like fucking Haiti. And so like we would just do headphone computer watches, you know, a lot of the time. And like the Mac screen is a nice high resolution screen. So it's not terrible experience. It's not driving around watching movies, Kev style experience, but like it's, you know, and
on your phone.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you are so deeply into not, maybe I'm misspeaking here, but like you seem to be very deep in like the home cinema experience thing, even if you don't have the craziest setup in the world. So is it common to have to constantly turn the volume up and fucking down to understand dialogue, and then all of a sudden there's an explosion that blows your fucking eardrums out? How common is that? Because I'm finding it very fucking common, and it is so goddamn frustrating.
It is. This is my frustration, friend. This is why that video made me want to grab that guy by the throat through the screen and like shake him.
It just doesn't seem reasonable to me to have to turn shit up and down all the time.
Well, and that's the thing. Is like, you know, if you're having an experience where you don't have to worry about the volume level, fine, just turn it up, you know. But like if your roommate is fucking sleeping in the next room or whatever, you know, you can't do that. And it's like I've tried. I don't know, like for instance, the relatively new TV we have has sound options for like, you know, nighttime watching where it's supposed to like even things out a bit, you know, like kind of.
But does it? I mean, I would assume
use like a compression algorithm to like, you know, like boost quiet parts and crush down the really loud parts. I mean, that's what compression does. It makes everything even. So you know, theoretically it should be able to do that, but it never really seems to work all that well. Yeah. It's still mixed in such a way where it's like, okay, guys, like, you know, I get you were going for drama here, but like maybe just
I'm down with like Atmos shit, and I'm down with sounds behind your head shit, but I feel like it's like you can do all of those things as long as I can hear the fucking people speaking.
Yeah, you don't and again, you don't have to boost the soundtrack music by like 100% over like what was just happening previously, you know, because even like it's just jarring. Like,
yeah, it is very jarring.
Maybe I'm getting old or something, you know, but like I kind of want things to just sort of be about the same volume level throughout, you know.
No, I find the same thing. Like when you're a kid, you're like, dude, put the bass all the way up and the treble all the way down. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. Now I'm just like, I just want to hear the thing, please, dude. Yeah, maybe it is super old, but whatever.
You know, I want to hear, you know, I don't mind if it's loud, but I want to hear all the parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at The Odyssey on IMDb. Director Christopher Nolan, writers Christopher Nolan and Homer. It's like, it just looks like the wankiest writer's line I've ever seen. It's like, yeah, I know.
Story by like, Christopher Nolan, comma, Homer.
And Homer. Like, it just seems so wanky, you know? Like,
oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I've now my name will forever be associated.
Dude, you need to fucking knock it high in your own supply there, homie.
With the ultimate epic story of, you know, all time.
Featuring Homer. I love it. No, I definitely, I'm not optimistic about the dialogue in that movie, but I have to
story by Homer, adapted by...
Yeah.
Adapted for the screen by Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan joint. I love it.
That's funny.
Okay. Anything else here? I think that was good. Recommendations. Definitely watch this movie.
Yeah, check it out. Give it some love. It's worth your time.
And tell us about it. Even tell us if you're like, that was boring and I hated it, but preferably, I hope you like it.
Yeah, you might hate it, but at least you'll, you know, I don't think it'll leave you meh. You either love it or you'll hate it.
I would hope not. I guess Peter Jackson saw this and gave the role of, what was it, Thranduil, the Elf King, to Lee Pace as a result of this movie, which I liked.
Yet another instance of Lee Pace that I didn't know was Lee Pace.
Really? Until just now? Or you surely knew. You probably just didn't watch the 74 hours of the Hobbit trilogy enough to fucking pick up on it.
No. It's
a whole nother conversation.
I did not.
There's some great Well, maybe not great. There's some very good fan edits where they strip the 3 movies down to the 1 movie that's close to the book. That's quite nice, actually.
One of these days.
One of these days. Cool. Well, that's it. What are we doing next week? We're doing You're Out of Town. So Kev and I are doing Generation Kill, which we've spoken about a bit on the show. It's David Simon of The Wire, Treme, and a few other shows. He did a mini series on the first boots on the ground in the George W. Bush Iraq War. It's quite good. It's got a Skarsgård in it, which is always a good thing.
Which Skarsgård? Alexander?
Alexander?
It's Alexander. It's Alexander.
It's always Alexander, all the way down. Generation Kill. Oh, and we had a recent... Was it him? I can't remember if it was... Yeah, it was him. It was James Ransone, who plays Ziggy in season 2 of The Wire, who recently died. He's in that. So it's a really, really good cast, actually. It's a warish show, but it is a very interesting take on the Iraq War and a fucking amazing cast. So check it out.
Groovy. We'll have fun, bros.
Will do. So yeah, thanks for joining us for The Fall. We'll see you next week for Generation Kill. Bye.
I think there's supposed to be an episode number in there somewhere. Oh, wait, no, that's coming up.
Oh, we didn't do deaths.
Bye.
We're dead. We didn't do deaths. We're dead. Bye.
I don't know. Did we die?
I got a death for not knowing the grandma's boy monkey was called Monkey. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
we got a death for not doing deaths.
I think I probably died not knowing that Wee Pace was Ronan.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you one.
But that's simply because I'm such a huge Guardians of the Galaxy fan.
Yeah, exactly. You would have thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much of a letdown it was that he wasn't way more of the focus of the Captain Marvel movie, because goddamn that movie.
Yeah, right.
And that is going to wrap up this week's episode. If you'd like to check out our show notes, they can be found at ebd.fm/episodes/338. If you'd like to hit us up on the grams or socials, we're at EBD Podcast. You could contribute to Patreon, patreon.com/EBD Podcast. We would love some help. Regardless of all of that stuff, shout out to listening. We love you a lot. I really appreciate taking the time to listen to our shenanigans, and hope you stick around. If you ever have anything you want us to do or want to chat about, hit us up on the socials. We'd love to hear from you. We do hear from quite a few people, and we really, really appreciate everyone sticking with us over all these years. I feel like that's probably about it. Hit us up, and we will see you next week for Generation Kill. Thanks for joining us for The Fall. Bye-bye.
Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Stop into it.